Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak about something that might feel uncomfortable at first, but I believe it can change the way we approach life's toughest moments. It's the power of keeping certain things private. You see, in a world where we're encouraged to share everything from our successes to our struggles, there's something incredibly empowering about choosing not to tell people your problems. Now, I know it's natural to want to reach out and share when life gets tough. It's easy to fall into the belief that if you just tell anyone your problems, you'll feel lighter, like a weight has been lifted. But I want to challenge that thinking tonight. There is a quiet power in privacy, and sometimes what you keep to yourself can lead you to greater strength. The first thing I want you to remember is that your peace is precious. There's an energy in every word you speak, in every challenge you reveal to another person. When you share your struggles, you invite the possibility of opinions, judgments, or even pity into your life. And that can disturb your peace. Choosing who you share with is an act of honoring your own inner sanctity. Keep your peace by preserving your energy and being mindful of who you allow to witness your vulnerabilities. Speaking of vulnerability, let's talk about that for a moment. Vulnerability is a beautiful thing. It's how we connect and grow. But just because we feel vulnerable doesn't mean we need to broadcast every part of our journey. There's wisdom in being selective about who we share our challenges with. Sometimes sharing too much too soon can open the door for negativity that can hinder our healing rather than help it. Be intentional about who you turn to in moments of vulnerability. And remember, when you're facing challenges, you are capable of creating your own solution. You don't need someone else to fix it for you. When you work through your problems on your own, you become stronger, more resilient. It's in those quiet moments, those solitary decisions, that we often discover our truest potential. This brings us to our next point, the energy you give away. Every time you share your struggles, you're giving away a piece of yourself. Every conversation, every word drains a little bit of your energy. Now, I'm not saying don't seek support, absolutely not. But I'm saying focus your energy on finding solutions, not on broadcasting your difficulties. The more you focus on solutions, the less power your problems have over you. What's really important is how you see yourself through these moments. Keeping your struggles to yourself is in many ways an act of self-respect. It's about maintaining your dignity and your sense of self. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to seek validation through sympathy or attention. By keeping your challenges close, you remind yourself that you are in control, that you can handle whatever life throws your way. I want you to remember this: every time you share your problems with the wrong people, you give them the power to tell your story. You hand them the ability to shape your narrative. But when you keep your story in your own hands, you maintain control. You decide when and how to share, and when you do, it's on your terms. That's when your story becomes a powerful tool for growth, not just for you, but for others too. As we close, I want you to understand that silence is not weakness, it's strength. It's the strength of someone who knows they are capable of finding their own way, someone who trusts themselves enough to handle life's toughest moments with grace. So next time you feel the urge to tell someone your problems, take a moment, ask yourself if it's the right time and whether this person will help you or drain you. Because sometimes the best person to talk to is the one staring back at you in the mirror. Thank you. There is a quiet strength in choosing to keep certain parts of your life private. In today's world, we are often encouraged to share everything: the good, the bad, and the painful. Social media, friends, even family can sometimes feel like open invitations to pour out our hearts, to ask for validation or comfort in the face of challenges. And while there's nothing wrong with seeking support, I want to challenge you to think about the power you have when you decide that some things are simply for you. In a world that thrives on constant connection, Privacy becomes a form of empowerment. When you keep your struggles to yourself, you are asserting control over your own narrative. You are choosing to protect your energy, to hold space for yourself, and to create room for healing without the weight of others' opinions hanging over you. When you share too much too soon, you risk allowing external influences to shape your journey, to cast shadows over the light you're trying to find in the dark. But when you choose to keep certain things to yourself, you keep the power to decide how your story unfolds, how you handle adversity, and how you move forward. It's not about bottling everything up and pretending like things are fine when they're not. It's about being discerning, about knowing when to speak and when to be still. There's a power in holding space for your own thoughts, for giving yourself the time and space to process, to find your own clarity before you involve others. It's a deep act of self-care. When you allow yourself that space, you strengthen your ability to handle your problems independently. You become your own source of wisdom, your own source of courage. And through this process, you discover that you don't need to rely on external validation to feel worthy or understood. You already have everything you need inside you. In keeping things private, you allow yourself to take ownership of your pain, your struggles, and your triumphs. You give yourself permission to be human, to feel everything fully without the fear of being judged or misunderstood. You stand tall, knowing that you are not defined by your hardships, but by how you rise from them. Privacy becomes a way to protect the sanctity of your soul. It's a way to build resilience, to teach yourself that you are enough just as you are, without anyone else's input. There is a sacredness in privacy, a trust you place in yourself that can be transformative. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil and nurturing it with care. It's the knowledge that the best things take time to grow, that not everything needs to be shared or explained in order for it to be valuable. When you let your struggles remain your own for a while, you begin to see them with fresh eyes. You find solutions from within, and you build the strength to stand on your own 2 feet. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission to move forward. You move because you believe you can. In the silence of privacy, you hear your inner voice more clearly. It's in these moments that you reconnect with your true self without the interference of others' opinions or judgments. You come to understand that the most important conversations you will ever have are the ones you have with yourself. And in these conversations, you'll discover that you have more wisdom, more power, and more resilience than you ever thought possible. So I invite you to embrace the power of privacy, to protect your peace and guard your energy. It's not about isolating yourself or shutting others out, but about choosing when to speak and when to be still. It's about respecting your own process and knowing that you are enough, even in the quiet moments when no one is watching. The strength you gain in those moments will carry you through even the hardest times. Keep your peace, protect your energy, and remember that some of your greatest victories are won in silence. There's something incredibly powerful about protecting your peace, about holding your inner calm as the most precious thing in your life. In a world that's constantly moving, constantly pulling at you from every direction, it's easy to get swept up in the chaos. We're surrounded by distractions, opinions, judgments, demands from others, and endless noise that seeks to drown out the quiet wisdom within us. But in the midst of all that, there's a place where peace resides. And when you guard that peace, you're not just protecting yourself, you're ensuring that you're able to show up as the best version of yourself for everything and everyone that truly matters. Guarding your peace is about more than just avoiding conflict or shutting people out. It's about being mindful of the energy you allow into your life. It's about being intentional with who you allow to share space with you, who you let influence your thoughts and emotions. When you choose to protect your peace, you become the gatekeeper of your mind, your heart, and your soul. You stop allowing external forces to dictate how you feel, how you think, or how you move through the world. Instead, you take back control. And that control is a gift. It's a gift that allows you to breathe easier, to think more clearly, and to act with purpose. Because when your peace is intact, you are able to focus on what truly matters. You're able to step into your day with a sense of purpose, not clouded by the noise of negativity or distraction. You can make decisions from a place of clarity rather than from a place of fear or confusion. Your energy is no longer wasted on things that drain you. Instead, you invest it in things that uplift you, that help you grow and move forward. Sometimes guarding your peace means setting boundaries with people, even the people you love. It means saying no when you need to, walking away when a conversation becomes toxic, or choosing silence over words when speaking won't serve your highest good. It's not about being harsh or closing yourself off from others. It's about loving yourself enough to recognize that your peace is non-negotiable. And when you protect that peace, you send a message to the universe that you are worthy of respect, of kindness, and of a life free from unnecessary turmoil. Guarding your peace also means choosing where to invest your time and energy. There are so many opportunities in life that will demand your attention, but not all of them are worthy of your energy. You get to decide where you spend your mental and emotional resources. And when you're selective about where you place your focus, you free yourself from the constant tug of war between your desires and the demands of the world around you. You can give your full attention to the things that truly align with your values, your dreams, and your goals. In the process of guarding your peace, you begin to trust yourself more deeply. You recognize that you have the power to create the life you want, and that power comes from within. When you hold your peace as a priority, you make choices that reflect your deepest needs, not the fleeting wants or expectations of others. You become more resilient in the face of challenges because you know that your peace is something you can always return to, something you can always reclaim. No one can take it from you unless you allow them to. The more you guard your peace, the more you attract the people, situations, and opportunities that align with your true self. You'll find that the noise around you becomes quieter, less overwhelming, because you've created a sanctuary of calm within. And in that sanctuary, you can hear your own voice clearly. You can hear your own intuition, your own desires, your own truth. You can feel the power of your inner strength rising, undisturbed by the chaos outside. So I want you to remember that guarding your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the foundation of a life well lived, of a life where you are empowered to be the fullest version of yourself. Protect your peace with everything you have, because when you do, you open the door to a world of possibilities that are built on clarity, purpose, and unwavering self-respect. Every moment of your life is filled with energy. Every thought, every conversation, every decision. There's something incredibly liberating about taking full responsibility for solving your own problems. In a world where it can sometimes feel like everyone has an opinion or a solution for you, there's a unique power in recognizing that you hold the keys to your own answers. The truth is, no one else can fully understand the depth of your struggles, the specifics of your situation, or the desires of your heart the way you do. That makes you the best person to create your own solution. When you take ownership of your challenges, you stop waiting for someone to come in and fix things for you. You stop searching for a quick fix or a miracle to make everything right. Instead, you roll up your sleeves, take a deep breath, and get to work because you know that you have the ability to figure it out. You realize that the answer might not come instantly, and the road might not be smooth, but you are more than capable of finding your way. This shift in mindset doesn't mean you never need help. It simply means that you trust yourself enough to know that the solutions will come, even if it takes time and effort. Creating your own solution is about being resourceful. It's about thinking outside the box, exploring different avenues, and even sometimes failing, but getting back up again. It's about the willingness to dig deep inside and ask yourself, what can I do right now with what I have to move forward? And when you make that decision to act, when you decide that you are the one in charge of your fate, you begin to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. What's amazing is that by taking full responsibility, you also tap into your own creativity. You begin to see solutions where others might only see roadblocks. You find ways to make things work even when the odds are stacked against you. This is the beauty of self-reliance. It opens the door to your innate problem-solving abilities and shows you how much you truly can handle. You realize that the strength you need was never outside of you. It was always there, waiting to be uncovered. When you create your own solutions, you stop looking outside of yourself for validation. You stop needing someone else to tell you that you're on the right path. You know deep down that you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way. It might not always be easy, and you might stumble along the way, but the act of creating your own solution builds your confidence and your sense of self-worth. You prove to yourself time and time again that you are resourceful, resilient, and powerful. This isn't just about big life-changing decisions, it's about how you handle the small everyday problems too. Whether it's figuring out how to balance your time, navigate a difficult conversation, or solve a challenging situation at work or home, the more you take control, the more you build a sense of ownership over your life. And that sense of ownership is empowering. You have a wellspring of potential inside you waiting to be tapped. When you start creating your own solutions, you align yourself with your highest potential. You stop waiting for someone to come and save you, and instead you become your own hero. There's no greater freedom than realizing that the answers are within you, and with that realization, you step into a life where you're not just a passive participant, but an active creator of your own destiny. Energy and focus are the two most powerful tools you have in your arsenal. They are the invisible forces that shape your day, your success, and ultimately your life. Think about it, everything you want to accomplish, every dream you want to realize, and every goal you want to achieve all require one thing above all: your energy and your focus. But what's even more remarkable is that these two forces are entirely within your control. You get to decide where you invest your energy and where you direct your focus. And with that decision comes the power to transform your reality. Energy is the driving force behind everything you do. It's the fuel that propels you forward when life feels heavy, when doubt tries to creep in, and when challenges seem insurmountable. But energy isn't something that just magically appears, it's something you create. It starts within you, and the more you cultivate it, the more it expands. Your energy comes from your mindset, from your body, from your emotions. It comes from how you choose to nourish yourself, how you choose to think, and how you choose to react to the world around you. When you choose positivity, when you choose resilience, when you choose to move through your day with intention, you generate an energy that is contagious. It's an energy that not only fuels your actions, but inspires others to do the same. And then there's focus. Focus is the lens through which you see the world, and the sharper that lens, the more clearly you can navigate your path. Focus is about making decisions with purpose, about eliminating distractions, and about honing in on what truly matters. It's so easy to get distracted by the noise around us, the constant stream of information, the demands from others, the endless list of things to do. But when you choose focus, you choose clarity, you choose to block out the distractions that don't serve your highest good. You give yourself permission to ignore the things that are pulling you away from what's important. Focus is what allows you to move with precision, to make meaningful progress, and to stay on track no matter what's happening in the world around you. When you combine energy and focus, you create a force that is unstoppable. Think about the moments in your life when you've been truly present, truly engaged, and fully aligned with your purpose. In those moments, you had an abundance of both energy and focus. You weren't scattered or distracted, you were locked in. Every action you took was intentional. Every thought you had was in alignment with your goals, and that's when things start to happen. That's when momentum builds, when you feel like the universe is working with you, when doors begin to open and breakthroughs start to unfold. But here's the secret: energy and focus aren't just something you tap into when things are going well. They are your lifelines in the moments when life feels tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when everything around you feels uncertain. In those moments, it's easy to lose sight of your energy and focus, but those are the very times when you need them most. Because the challenges you face are not here to stop you, they're here to sharpen you. They're here to teach you how to harness your energy, how to strengthen your focus, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. When you take control of your energy and focus, you become a force of nature. You stop reacting to the circumstances around you and start creating the circumstances you want. You stop allowing your external environment to dictate your inner peace, your productivity, or your happiness. Instead, you take ownership of how you show up every single day. You choose to bring your best energy to everything you do. You choose to keep your focus on the things that matter most to you. And in doing so, you create a life that is intentional, impactful, and fulfilling. So remember this, you have the power to control both your energy and your focus. They are yours to direct, to channel, and to amplify. You get to decide where you put your energy, and you get to decide where you put your focus. And when you do that, when you align these two powerful forces with your dreams, you will find that anything is possible. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, a crack in our armor, a soft spot to be avoided. It's something we try to protect ourselves from, something we hide behind our walls, thinking that if we shield ourselves enough, we'll be safe. But what if the very thing we've been running from is the key to everything we want? What if vulnerability isn't the enemy, but the gateway to the life we've been searching for? There's a paradox here, a deep truth that we must uncover. The more vulnerable we allow ourselves to be, the more powerful we become. At first glance, vulnerability seems like it would open the door to pain, disappointment, and rejection. It's the risk of being exposed, of showing our raw selves to the world and having it not be received as we hope. It's the fear of being judged, of having our weaknesses seen and used against us. It's the fear that if people see us as we really are, they won't love us, respect us, or value us. So we build up walls, we put on masks, and we play roles to fit in, to protect ourselves, to seem like we have it all together. But here's the truth, it's those walls that keep us from experiencing life to its fullest. It's those masks that prevent us from forming genuine connections with others, and it's the vulnerability that we're afraid of that actually makes us human. Vulnerability is the space where real love, real intimacy, and real growth happen. It's in that space of openness where we allow ourselves to feel fully alive. It's where we allow others to see us not as the perfect image we project, but as the imperfect, beautiful, struggling, learning, growing human beings that we are. And that's where the magic happens. When we let ourselves be vulnerable, we are stepping into our truth. We are giving the world permission to see our humanity. And in doing so, we create space for others to do the same. Think about the people who have touched your heart the most, the ones who have made a real impact on your life. They weren't perfect, they weren't flawless. They were the ones who showed up as their authentic selves, who let you see their struggles, their pain, their joy, and their hopes. It was their vulnerability that allowed you to connect with them on a deeper level. It was their willingness to show up as they are in all their beautiful imperfection that made you feel safe to do the same. The paradox of vulnerability is that the more we embrace it, the more we empower ourselves. When we let go of the need to appear perfect, we stop living in fear of judgment. We stop hiding parts of ourselves and start living freely. Vulnerability is the birthplace of courage. It takes courage to stand in the face of uncertainty, to open your heart to the unknown, to risk being hurt, but also to risk being seen for who you truly are. And in that courage, we find strength. Vulnerability also unlocks our creativity and our ability to innovate. When we stop trying to hide our flaws or pretending we have all the answers, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. It's in the space of vulnerability that we allow ourselves to fail, to learn, and to try again. When we give ourselves permission to be imperfect, we discover new ways of thinking, new ways of being, and new ways of creating. It's from the ashes of failure, disappointment, and vulnerability that the most extraordinary transformations arise. But perhaps the most profound thing vulnerability does is that it connects us to our own humanity. In a world that constantly pushes us to be stronger, better, faster, and more successful, vulnerability is the one thing that reminds us that it's okay to be human. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to be uncertain, to struggle, to ask for help, and to make mistakes. In fact, it's essential to do so. Because when we embrace our vulnerability, we embrace ourselves with all our strengths and our weaknesses, with all our light and our shadows. And when we do that, we create a life that is richer, deeper, and more meaningful than we ever imagined possible. So next time you find yourself standing at the edge of vulnerability, remember that this is where growth happens. This is where connection happens. This is where transformation happens. The paradox is this: by allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we unlock our truest power. And in that power, we find the strength to live fully, to love deeply, and to be everything we were meant to be.